Today we're going to be ranking every single tag team alternate art released from the set Team Up 2 Cosmic Eclipse. Hey guys, back with another tier list video on the Whimsicast. If you enjoy the tier list videos, make sure to subscribe, like the video of course, and I'd make tier lists every single Tuesday, so come back on Tuesdays for more tier lists, and on Fridays for retro tabletop content. Today we're going to be ranking every single tag team alternate art. I did throw a few of the full arts in there, N and Reshiram Zekrom, and then we have the Lily with Sobaleon and Lunala. They're not alternate arts technically, close enough though. They released as full arts in the Dream League set, which was entirely illustrated, so they got the special nice looking treatment. So gonna treat them as alternate arts in this specific case. Gonna rank things from S to D just based on artwork, not based on playability or anything like that. If you do want to watch a one based on playability and how much I like the cards in game and how much I hate the cards, more likely in regards to the tag teams, I did make a tier list on that as well, so go check that out. Let's get right into it here. Just gonna rank these on a scale from S to D. Not really any Fs. I mean, they're alternate arts after all. And while it was shaky, alternate arts were obviously a very good start for the TCG, getting away from the CG alternate or ultra rares, and we're still unfortunately stuck with a lot of CG ultra rares, though the Sword and Shield era did leaps and bounds to somewhat get away from that. For all of the Sword and Shield era's fault, and my god, it has a ton of fault, it has done good on the artwork front. Starting off, we have Cleffa, Jigglypuff, and Togepi from Tag All-Stars, and we got it over here as a promo. This is actually significantly better than the regular artwork. I'm not a big fan of the Mitsuhiro Arita artwork of this one. The babies just don't look very good in the style, and Mitsuhiro Arita is a great illustrator, but I just did not like the way they looked in his illustration style. So I'm going to put it in A. I really enjoy this one, and honestly, wouldn't mind to own it. I used to own more of these, but I've been slowly packing them up over the years, sending them in trades and the like, just because I'm not a huge fan of the tag teams, and I can't really play them or anything, because I don't like those eras to revisit, so. Blastoise and Piplup from Cosmic Eclipse over in Japan. Remix Bout. Remix Bout featured the 3 starter Pokemon with new tag teams. Well, I mean, Blastoise has never gotten an original tag team. Venusaur and Charizard did, but Blastoise got left out of the fun. He finally got his own tag team. As for the artwork on here, it's one of my least favorite. Not only am I not a big fan of Piplup, I believe this is Akira Komiyawa's artwork. It's just like not, for being a special art, as it's called in Japan, it's just not very special. I'm gonna put that in D tier. Then we have the Sobaleon Lunala. Again, this is not technically not an alternate art, so if you don't want to rank it when you do it, you don't have to rank it when you do it. Links in the description down below, by the way. I like it though. Big fan of this one. I was able to find it at a very cheap price back before things really got crazy with the prices. Shout out to Isaiah Santiago for hooking me up with this one. Was on the front page of my binder for a couple years. Unfortunately now, kind of got pushed out by some new cards, but still a great card that I do quite like. Gonna put this in A tier. Then we have the Arceus and Dialga and Palkia. Ignoring this card's effect on the game, because boy, it would be an F tier if that was the case. This alternate is pretty cool. It's featuring a statue in the middle of a Coliseum. I was able to actually pull this card twice. I did sell both of them for pretty cheap, because back then this card was like $30. That's just the way things were back before Pandemic Hell made everything $100. And you know, I don't regret selling them. I kind of wish I kept one, but like honestly, it's like it's just an alright one. So it's cool, but it's not like my favorite one. We're gonna put it in C tier. Then we have Reshiram and Zekrom. Once again, full art from Dream League. Technically not alternate art, but Dream League is just an incredible set. And this card is absolutely one of the reasons. I opened 2 boxes of Dream League, pulled 2 of these. Preferably, probably would have wished I got a different one. But like, this was my second most wanted card from the set. I'm just saying I didn't really need a dupe, but still just an incredible card. The texture on it looks great. The art on it looks great. Reshiram and Zekrom, both really cool Pokemon. S tier, definitely one of the best cards of all time, frankly. This is in my front page of my binder still, and I don't think it's ever going to leave. Then we have Naganadel and Guzzlord Tag Team GX from Cosmic Eclipse. I believe in Japan this was from Altered Creation. Still a really good card and expanded nowadays, so if you love expanded, you can go play this alternate art there. I do still have this one because I picked it up when it was like $5. Again, pre-COVID prices were nice and reasonable. unlike what they are now. And this one's just really nice. I picked up a lot of these alternate arts when they were like $5 back in the day. This was one of the ones I picked up, and it was just a really nice one. I really like the clouds in this one. It's a really unique artwork, and I think it really does well, so I'm going to put it in A tier. Then we have Megalopunny and Jigglypuff from Cosmic Eclipse. I believe, once again, this would be Altered Creation over in Japan. This one is kind of just whatever. I'm not a big fan of either of the Pokemon. The artwork is really beautiful by Shibuzo, so I'm going to give it a B tier, but it's just not for me, maybe, so it's just kind of middle of the road. Then we have Dusknoir and Trevenant, the only CG tag team alternate art. The rest of them are all hand-drawn. This one is CG. This is one we actually did not get. This was released in Tag All-Stars in Japan. If you do not know, Tag All-Stars is probably the biggest disaster we've seen since about the Versus series, where the US was skipped out entirely. We were skipped out on several of the best full art trainers ever released, several gold tag teams. I know we got 2 of them, but there was 4 more of them that we did not get. We missed this alternate art, we missed full art versions of Umbreon Darkrai, Espeon Deoxys, Weavile GX, Wishy-Washy GX, Trevenant Dusknoir, like alternate Trevenant Dusknoir, like alternate items we missed, Secret Energies. It was one of the best sets of all time, and we're missing like 43 cards from it. As for this alternate art, personally, it's just alright. My opinion's gone down on this just because I like the regular art better, and honestly, it's one of the better tag team full arts. Usually the tag team full arts are some of my least favorite cards, but this one's actually pretty, has a pretty nice full art pose-wise, even if it's just CG garbage. This is still pretty decent, though I'm going to put it middle of the road at B tier. Then we have Stelby and Venusaur. Despite being a Stelby fan, Stelby is my favorite Pokemon and a Pokemon I collect very highly. I'm just not like that big of a fan of this card. It's not bad. It's just okay. I think my ideal Celebi artwork for like an alternate art would have been done with only Celebi and drawn by T0, like what happened in the Sword and Shield era. Also seeing a Kagemaru Himeno Celebi, like there was in Mysterious Treasures, that's one of my favorite styles for Celebi. Her bubbly and bright artwork really does Celebi justice. One of my favorite cards ever, and this one though is just alright. Middle of the road, the artwork's just okay. It was nice that it was a tin promo, so nice and affordable. I bought a tin for this, and if I really wanted for a while, the second one, I could have got it for like $2, but I really didn't. Then we have Pico Rom alternate art. This one is incredible. Done by Kawaii, Pikachu and Zekrom, looking super fierce. Honestly, the best version of the card, even better than the Arita regular art. This art is just incredible. Really tough looking and just a stunning card. Gonna go in S tier there. Again, one that was really, really cheap for a while. Now it's up to like $10, which still isn't bad, obviously, but it's a promo. That's why it's holding at low prices. I really miss when they did those tins and they just threw all of the best cards. Like, the cards that were several $100s in Japan were just like $5 over here because they were tin promos. Then we have Evie Snorlax, another tin promo, finishing off the first line of tins. The first line of tag team tins was Snorlax, Evie, Stelby Venusaur, and Pico Rom. Evie Snorlax is actually quite good as well. I'm a big fan of this one. Tomokazu Komiya, usually not my favorite artist in the world, but I do like a lot of its work over the years. This one is definitely one of them. Just seeing Snorlax drooped over like that is very cool. I'm going to put this in A tier. Then we have Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX. This one done by Sui, I believe. Really, really pretty artwork on this one. If you like Mewtwo or if you like Mew, you're probably a big fan of this card. I owned a ton of these back in the day, but I sold them all because they were worth a fair bit, about $20. I know that doesn't sound like much now, but pre-pandemic, $20 for a single card that you could buy from a tin was pretty high. So I bought a bunch of these tins, opened, sold the Mewtwo, and then opened the packs and got what I got. So yeah, I'm gonna put that in A2 though. Really good artwork on that one. I really like the background. Then we have Lucario and Melmetal. This one isn't bad by any means, but it is very kind of mid. Lucario looks cool, the Melmetal not so much. I do like Melmetal as a Pokemon, it's just not doing anything that particularly cool. I really like the Arita artwork on here where they're punching together. That's like much cooler, and you get to see its arm stretch out. Like, that's what Melmetal's all about, is being stretchy. So this one's gonna go in C tier. Another tin promo, by the way, the Mewtwo Mew, and this one also tin promos. And the final tin promo is the Giratina and Garchomp Tag Team GX. This is a tin promo I bought a lot of. I, at one point, had 5 of these. I've sold 2 recently. just to do in trades and stuff like that. Really nice artwork though. Kind of reminds me of like when you go to the drive-thru at 3 a.m. and it's like 30 degrees and they open the window glaring at you and you're just here trying to get a McFlurry, you know? Real relatable moment there, but it's just a pretty decent one. Gonna put it in B tier. I don't feel strong enough to put it in A, but it's still pretty good. Then we have Reshiram. For someone who doesn't like Charizard at all, this card's pretty cool. I like it better than the regular art because there's less focus on Charizard, and it gets to see Reshiram doing its stuff. Really cool background on this one as well. Gonna throw this one up in A tier. Then we have Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. The promo from the Hidden Fates Elite Trainer box, several $100 card in Japan. Over here, it's nice and cheap. Still like under 15 bucks, I believe, as of now. And it's a great collector card. I really like this card. I own like 8 of it at this point, including a crimped one, which is one of my favorite cards in my collection. And it's just a beautiful card, really unique. Obviously not like a typical alternate art, but really just stood out, and just an incredible card. Gonna go put that in S tier. Then we have the Yukamori, Venusaur, and Snivy Tag Team GX. Came over in Japan to remix bout. We got it cut from our set, and which would have been Cosmic Eclipse, and it was put into the Tag Team Premium Collection, Tag Team Generations Premium Collection or something like that, with the other promo right here next to it, Charizard and Braixen. This card has really good artwork. I really like the Yukamori's clay models. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. It's pretty good. A tier. Then we have the Braixen and Charizard. Once again, they're taking focus away from Charizard to the benefit of the card. This one is also from the Tag Team Generations Premium Collection. Really cool product that I never actually opened. I just bought the Stelby Venusaur, truthfully. This one I like a little bit less. B tier. Then we have Espeon and Deoxys. This was from there was an Espeon and Umbreon alternate art box where you just got both of these promos. You got like a Caracosta GX, you got like a Regigigas, a Leafeon, a Glaceon, just a bunch of random promos. They of course couldn't do the 43 missing cards from Tag All-Stars, but they could do a bunch of just random promos in one box. They should have just made multiple of these boxes with different alternate arts. You could have made each of these into a separate box and then made a Trevenant one as well, but you know, that would involve giving us the cards from Japan. This one is just alright. I'm honestly not a big fan of it. It's good artwork by Hasuno. I do like Espeon and I do like Deoxys, but this card just doesn't really do anything for me, so we're going to put it in C tier. Then we have Umbreon and Darkrai, Tag Team GX. I'm not a big Umbreon fan, but this card makes Darkrai look like he should. Very similar to the way that he does in the Legend card. He just looks like this nightmarish monster. Really, really cool background and vibe to this one. Again, a several $100 card in Japan, over to like I think I bought mine for like $5 over here. Same with this one. This one was like $3. So, yeah, gonna put it up in S tier. Really good card. Then we have Magikarp and Whaler, Tag Team GX alternate art. I did get a box of Team Up. Broke for me. This was back when breaks were pretty new. They came around the time of Team Up, and that was like a brand new thing to Pokemon, at least. I know they'd been happening obviously in different hobbies before that, but breaking was really a new thing in Pokemon with Team Up. It was kind of where it started. And I bought a box, and I was hoping to get this one. The person before me got the Magikarp and Wailord tag team. I did not. I also did not get Ladios, which was the other one I would want. Unfortunate there. I did, however, pull Gengar Mimikyu. At the time, I was just like, alright, that's fine. Obviously, since this card has exploded in value, I think not really worth it, honestly. The artwork on the Gengar Mimikyu is just okay. Honestly, Team Up's just gotten hyper inflated as a set. Magikarp Whaler is pretty cool, though. I'm going to give this one A tier. I do like its goofy style. I believe this was Kiyotaka Oshiyama, I believe, that illustrated that. The Gengar Mimikyu, I did actually have this one because, like I said, I pulled it. I did sell it for about 20 bucks 2 years ago. Now it's like $160 for some reason. I couldn't tell you, man. How much money do you people got in your pockets that you're willing to pay $160 for this card? I like Gengar enough, I like Mimikyu enough, but this is not a $160 card. Yeah, this one's really boring art-wise, honestly. I'm going to put it in D tier. And it's not even like the style's bad. I believe this is Midori Harada. I like Midori Harada's style. They do a lot of good artwork. This one's just kind of boring. Then we have Ladios and Ladios, what's become the most popular and expensive tag team card of all time. Something like $500 now. I remember when this card was like 20 bucks and I didn't pick it up. Good times. And this card's pretty good. I like it. It's not like my favorite card in the world though. I don't think of highly as other people do. Gonna put it in B tier. Then we have Pheromosa and Buzzle. One I actually picked up, another one I picked up for like $5. Recently traded away, but that was fine by me because I got a Rayquaza C level X for me, and I'm a big fan of level X's. These timeless, old ultra rares that I can, I can't use that one in a deck. That card's terrible, but cards that I could theoretically use in a deck and just level X's that I enjoy much more than some of these alternate arts. Was happy with that trade. Then we have the Pheromosa Buzzle. This art is kind of just okay. I like Pheromosa and Buzzle, and it's kind of like a funny art because Buzzle's like flexing and Pheromosa's just kind of sick of his shit. And I do like both Pokemon. Buzzle and Pheromosa are both Pokemon I like. This card art's just kind of boring though. Gonna put it in C tier. Then we have Muk and Alolan Muck coming out of the sewer like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. However, I'm a big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I'm not that big of a fan of this card. C tier. Then we have Champion Marshadow looking over the horizon at the beautiful sunset. Well, not as cool as the Mitsuhiro Arita art where they're throwing like 1,000 punches. This one's still not bad. I do actually like it quite a bit. I was able to pull it too. A tier. I was not able to pull many alternate arts now I think about it. Like, I know they removed the alternate arts from the set, so like it wasn't easy to pull them, but like, I'm thinking back and I pulled like Machamp Marshadow, Gengar Mimikyu, and then like 2 ADPs, and that's it out of all these. So, technically I pulled this if you count this as an alternate art. Then we have the Zoroark and Greninja Tag Team GX. This one's pretty alright. It's a lot of fun to play this card. The alternate art itself is not bad. I do like it a lot better than the regular art. The regular art, Greninja Zoroark's one of the weakest tag team Arita artworks, in my opinion. That's very boring. And this card does it better. That's sitting in a tree, Kassing. We're going to go with A tier. Then we have the ASCO Nishida, I believe that would be Gardevoir and Sylveon. One of my biggest regrets not picking this up when it was cheap. It was never super cheap though. It was always like a $30 card because this card was playable. And back in the day, playability used to drive prices, believe it or not. This card is absolutely gorgeous though. One that actually probably deserves the price. I really wish I did buy this S tier. Then we have Rowlet and Alolan Executor. I mean, this is like the most boring alternate art of all time. I don't know what to tell you. This card is like nothing. And the regular art's so good too. Like the Mitsuhiro Arita art, really, really good. Then we have Slowpoke and Psyduck. I really like the regular art of this one. This one's kind of goofy. C tier. It is like, I get what it's going for. Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Again, I really like the regular art. This one's just kind of alright. I'm salty that I pulled the Rainbow Rare because I hate Rainbow Rares. C tier. And Mega Tyranitar. No, Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. It's difficult because they both have Megas. Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. Again, I like the regular art better on this one. The Rita art is better. This one's not terrible though. We're gonna put it in B tier. If I had to rank a top 5 here, I still stand that N and Zekrom is my favorite. I'd probably put the ASCO Nishida, Gardevoir, Sylveon second, the Three Birds third, this fourth, and then the Pico Rom fifth. If I had to rank a top 5, this would be it. And if I had to include one that's not N and Zekrom as my 5th one, since technically that would be cut out here, I would probably either choose the Charizard or the Naganadel Guzzlord. That's all for my tag team alternate art tier list. If you'd like to do it yourself, check it out in the description down below. If you like these tier lists, make sure to subscribe. I do these every single Tuesday, and I do retro tabletop content every single Friday. So stay tuned to the Whimsicast, and I'll see you in the next one.